I think kind of maybe the simplest thing is to ask for some receipts, right? Whether to talk to other CEOs of their other portfolio companies, either current or prior. But more importantly, see if you can get more tactical examples of where they've brought in or sourced, whether that's talent or a key leveraging of their network to open a few doors, or even if it's just operational experience or expertise. I was sitting down, I mentioned with a founder last night who I've known has built a business over the last 6 years, and he's thinking about raising his first round. He's currently cash flow positive and he's getting a lot of inbound. And an investor had literally a website that was just a blank website. And he asked, hey, so what could you do to, just support me, or what do you know about my business? And, said that really didn't know much about than beyond his own website of the business. He's like, well, how do I know about what your business is if it's a blank website? He said, well, we just like to run under the radar. It's like, I'm not sure that's the right investor for us, as a good example.
Anybody else have any similar experiences with that, where you've talked with investors where you felt like they just didn't have the level of depth or insight on what you're building or what you're doing?
I suppose I'd add, Marissa, that there's insurance as a sector, as we all know, is such a massive spectrum, right? There's so many different elements within it. And if you take our example where we're focused on the specialty insurance market, it's a niche within the sector. So I think the area of expertise for us becomes quite apparent quite quickly as to whether investors as simply as know the space we're operating in. That's why, again, the dynamics for me of insurance partnerships, building a business within this space are just so different to many other verticals. And the fact that if you dive in the segmentation of this space, like specialty as an example, there's even more nuance and difference to it. So if you've worked and lived in a space like we all have, it should be fairly fast and apparent to you whether an investor knows what you're talking about and follows what you're trying to do or not. The challenge maybe for people coming in to build businesses in the insurance sphere comes when they come from outside of the sector themselves and they're trying to lean on that kind of investor expertise to help them. So in that case, a big recommendation for me would be talk to someone like Joanne or one of these people who's helping businesses build in insurance to get some expertise yourself before you kind of blindly follow what an investor recommends or advises to.
Great advice.
I actually want to follow on what Peter said, because it's something that we've done intentionally. This is an insurance forum. We come from the fintech space. We're fintech people. We are not from the insurance industry. So in insurance, it's a highly network, highly relationship-driven industry. And for us, we needed that access. And I will say that a lot of investors would pitch access, and it's very easy to see if they actually have that access. Are they actually making an intro? If they are making an intro, are they the people you get introduced to immediately responds? So for us, it was almost a no-brainer. We needed that access, and you can see it quite clearly very quickly.
And that's through the action that they take. But is there something else that allows you to see if they truly do have the value that they say that they can bring to the table? Like, are you looking at them and through other channels and asking other people?
That's a good question. So we usually get connected to investors through founders. So that's kind of the best way to talk to investors. I think it's maybe another topic, but I think founder feedback on investors are literally the best feedback that you should pursue. You will get exactly what you need. You can easily gauge what it will mean to work with that specific investor, and founders will share. So I think that is something that's non-negotiable. Like if you're fundraising and you have a term sheet or several term sheets and you're considering, the answer is in their portfolio founders. Like that's where the answer is.